Hey, alright, y'all, I'm back with I Got the Plug Pregnant, Part 2. 2 months into the pregnancy was all it took to alert her crazy husband. The Coke farm stayed quiet on the surface. Workers moved like clockwork. Nobody asked too many questions. Nobody looked too long at anything that didn't concern them. Maria kept it that way. Control was everything. Routine was everything. But that morning, her routine slipped. Out of nowhere, she leaned over her office's bathroom sink, breathing heavy. Then it hit her. She barely made it before she started throwing up. Sharp, sudden, violent, she gripped the edge of the sink, eyes watering. "Damn," she whispered. In frustration, she rinsed her nasty mouth out with water and stared at herself in the mirror, trying to act like it was nothing. Outside the door, someone had heard everything. A woman in her early 40s whom she had recently hired at the strong urgings of her husband, who claimed she was his third cousin and needed work. The woman was suspicious and had a face worn from life, but her eyes were sharp, too sharp. Her name was Ava, and she had a total of 6 kids. That was 6 pregnancies and 6 times feeling that exact same sickness that caused that exact same kind of vomiting that she saw Maria exhibiting. Ava didn't react right away, didn't knock, didn't speak. She just stood there, listening, then slowly nodded to herself. "Yeah, I know that sound well." She watched Maria closely the rest of the day, gathering enough evidence to report to her real boss. The way she moved slower, the way she touched her stomach without realizing, the way she kept water close. Small things. Ava wasn't just a worker. She wasn't just there for a paycheck. She was planted weeks earlier. Maria's estranged hubby, Carlos, had already felt something off. Maria was traveling to America more, claiming she was shopping, talking less, moving different. He didn't accuse her, didn't confront her. He did something worse. He watched. And when watching wasn't enough, he placed someone close, someone who wouldn't be noticed, someone who looked like she belonged. That night, Ava stepped outside, phone in hand, low voice. "Careful. It's me," she said quietly. Silence on the other end. Then, talk. "She's pregnant." A pause. Long, heavy. "You sure?" Carlos asked. "I got 6 kids," the woman replied. "I know what that looks like, boss. Too quiet. That kind of quiet that don't mean calm. It means something breaking inside." His voice came back. Colder now. "Don't say anything. Don't change anything. Just continue to watch her. But the damage, already done." He sat in a dim room, phone still in his hand, breathing slow, but his eyes burning. Not just she's pregnant, but whose is it? That 565 sneaky bitch wasn't satisfied with a cocaine farm bringing in $1 million a month. She had to go and cheat on him, which was absurd because they both agreed to go their separate ways and eventually get a divorce. He replayed everything, the trips, the distance, the silence. Then it clicked. America! The bitch got knocked up by a gringo in America. How could she do that? She knows he hates Americans with a passion. Their punk-ass president using his customs agents to send illegals back to their countries. Carlos didn't move loud at first. He didn't spaz out on his wife. Instead, he moved quietly. The kind of quiet that lead to violence later. Not right away, but when it did, it came heavy. He hired one of the best hackers in the region to tap into the phone service provider that Maria uses and got a record of all of her text messages and phone calls over the past couple of months, and one name kept showing up. Some American named Fo Much with a LA area code, 310. He then got the hacker to compile a file of everything on Fo Much, and discovered he was just a young street thug who was part of a Crips gang set in Carson, California. This wasn't a mistake. This was personal. Here he was, a mid-level ranking cartel member worth millions, and this slimy bitch is letting gangbanger street trash hit it raw. The nerve of her. She let him touch her, Carlos muttered, then quieter. She let him give her a child as he sipped whiskey in his mansion's living area, getting a massage from one of his many escorts. His anger grew. No yelling or breaking things, though. He was focused. Carlos didn't just react, he prepared. Everything about this foe much got studied. Who he moved with, where he stayed, what he stood for. Then came the move that changed everything. Carlos went to his people, his cartel's drug lords, the higher-ups, respected voices. Of course, he didn't tell them the truth. Not fully. He had to bend the truth a little so he wouldn't look like a damn fool, and so he could get an army to go start a war up in Cali. This man in Carson, he's getting close to my wife to reach us, boss, he pleaded as he sat across from one of his drug lords in his plush office. They're trying to connect to our operations in the U.S., this low-life gangbanger. He's using her. He easily convinced his boss to provide him with an army. Not a full army, but enough to go handle the threat, because in their world, you don't wait to confirm threats. Biggie said it best in his song, Hypnotize. Shoot first, ask questions last. That's how most of these so-called gangsters last. Back in California, Foe Much was still moving, still thinking he had time, still thinking this was contained. I don't like this, Rude Boy said one night as they left a Wingstop getting dinner. Foe Much looked at him. Why? I just got a funny feeling, bruh. As they made it back to their hood in Stevenson Village, 4 vans rolled through that didn't belong. This was an all-black neighborhood, and the occupants in the vans were all Mexican. All of the Spanish gangs stayed on the west side of the town. Energy shifted as Rude Boy stared at the vans as Foe Much bit into a lemon pepper wing shots rang out in a place that used to feel safe. People on the block scattered, ducking for cover. A few of Foe Much's Crip bros who were congregating in front of the liquor store at the corner immediately pulled out their heat and started dumping at the shooters in the vans as they sped away. Nobody understood what was really happening. Just that something big had landed in their hood. Everything happened fast. Too fast to think. Foe Much ran as fast as he could through a thicket of trees east of the parking lot. His car was moving on instinct. He felt the pain in his right arm as his salty sweat hit a sharp burn across his bicep, but he didn't stop running because he actually thought he saw 2 of the vans on a cross street near the new street he was striding down. I know these cartel fools ain't hunting a nigga down about no bitch, he muttered to himself. By some luck, by some instinct he didn't even understand, he made it out of the area alive, though he heard automatic gunfire in the distance behind him. As he hopped into a Lyft driver's 2022 Outlander Sport, he did as best he could to hide the blood on his sleeve. His heart was pounding because, as he replayed the incident in his mind, he thought he saw Rude Boy's neighbor's 3-year-old daughter fall to the ground when them fools started spraying. Days later, after linking back up with Rude Boy, who cussed his ass out for starting this mess by smashing the plug, Rude Boy had an uncle who lived way up in Tacoma, Washington. That's where the duo laid low for a while. Low key. No movement, no noise. You know this ain't over, right? Rude Boy said to him one day as they played Madden on a PS5 they bought from a teen on Marketplace. Foe Much nodded. Yeah, I know. Down in Nuevo Laredo, Carlos stood looking out over the city. Calm again, controlled. He runs like a coward, Carlos said quietly to one of his henchmen. But he cannot hide forever. We're going to go back up there and track him down. Then, almost as an afterthought, he muttered the words, and my wife will not keep that child.
Yeah. 4 months on the set. Took a trip across that border. Came back different. You already know what it is. I got the plug pregnant, now the game complicated. From LA to Mexico, yeah, the money elevated. She was tied to the cartel, yeah, them ties was dangerous. Now a man want war, got the whole block anxious. I got the plug pregnant, now it ain't just business. Used to be about the work, now it's life. I'm dealing with blue rag on me, but the pressure stay heavy. Love turned to a war, now the whole clip ready. Flew south, no passport, just a mission on my mind. Heard a plug in Mexico, had that work top line. Pulled up low key, desert heat, palm trees. Met a brown skin queen with connections overseas. She ain't talk much, just eyes like a blade. Said the people move.